on my side. She wants to get home. She's
You got to
ready
Uber
to...
that.
I got to Uber. I don't have a choice.
You can't walk 35 minutes worth of driving.
Maybe I'd Uber that. But what I used to do, right, I would walk up to 30-minute walk, maybe even an hour, from whatever club to the bus stop, pay $2, whatever it was, catch a bus to Garden City, and at the point I lived about an hour walk from Garden City. Then I'd walk home before in the morning.
I can't see a little guy beating a big guy in boxing.
Nah, definitely.
I'm not talking about Floyd Mayweather or Logan Paul.
Dude, literally...
I can't see a little guy beating a big guy.
18-year-old Mike Tyson versus like any of the people in the beginning of his career. All of them were like 6 foot plus.
But Mike Tyson wasn't a little guy.
Yeah, he fucking was.
He wasn't. He was. He might have been little. I don't know enough,
In
but he might have been little
comparison.
compared to the other guys. Because I don't think there was a.
No.
It's not like the UFC where it's 265 you have to be.
No,
I think in boxing there's like an unlimited heavyweight division.
Yeah, well, he was
Like,
a
he can
lot
be whatever.
small in terms of height.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I mean, I'll pull up
Pull up
a thing of Mike Tyson at 18, but I'm very
He had
confident
power
he
and he
wasn't a
wasn't
small guy.
Yeah.
Like Mike
No,
Tyson
he's not
was a man
small in
child.
comparison to you, but he's small in comparison to these other professionals
Would have been like
at the time. Yeah, definitely. He's not
20,
really...
30 kilo. But like a 5'6", 60
tall is
kilo black belt
I
in
don't
jiu-jitsu
think he's
could
that
probably.
tall.
Scroll down.
Yeah, no, he's.
This is probably him, because I think this is the Olympic. Oh, fuck, that's 13. Okay.
Boy, he's pretty big.
Okay.
Who's
so,
pretty big, bro? Just keep going down.
Look at this. Look at a bigger image of this.
That's cool. Oh, no, 17-year-old.
I mean,
No, that could be complete false.
you're right. It's a weird. It's
it
a weird
might
one to go with.
What
but
website is
a
it from?
small jiu-jitsu
I don't
person
know.
could.
I think...
Small jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I still think boxing, like, I completely agree with, like, most martial combats where it's skill and technical based.
Boxing is.
Dude, Vasily Lomachenko, he's basically one of the world's greatest Olympic boxers, but he also boxes in like a private league. But he would fucking destroy any big person. He took the peekaboo boxing technique to like a new level. There's moments where he'll be in front of the other fighter, and then all of a sudden he's just like hop twice. He's behind you, hits you in the back of the head. You're just like, what the fuck?
Anyway, welcome back to the Outspoken Show. This is episode number 10, number 5 podcast in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and check us out on Instagram as well. Follow us, see what we're up to.
Spotify, all that.
Spotify, yeah. Say hi. But
YouTube clips for some juicy sneak peek content.
yeah, we're doing a lot of short clips, which has been good. A lot of people have been seeing them as well, and they're liking it because it's a more digestible, I guess, part of the show, and it's super easy to watch on the bus, train, wherever you're headed. But I was wondering, what the fuck have you been doing? It's
Smoking
2 months.
crack 'cause he thinks he's
no, I'm being serious because we're 2 months away. We're 2 months away from the marathon.
Yes.
Are you training?
Me. I'm getting mentally.
His training is mine.
Yeah, I'm mentally preparing myself for a difficult endeavor.
Yeah, for a grueling,
Yeah.
painful experience of you crying because of shin
Are
splints.
you training though?
I did go for a run
Did you actually?
a
When?
week and a half ago.
Oh, fucking.
The same one I told you about last time, but yeah. I don't know. I'm struggling to get into the.
No, you just gotta
yeah,
stand up. Dude, this is... Put your running shoes on and
Yeah.
time it. Just 30 seconds to get your shoes on. And then you got 30 seconds to get your keys and your phone. And then you got 30 seconds to get to the front door.
Well, look.
Minute 30. If you're not ready in a minute 30, you're not fucking
Yeah,
going
look, there were a
running.
couple
Yeah,
of
get off
nights.
the podcast and go.
Couple of nights I came home from work and I was like, I should go for a run. But then I looked over at my car and was like, I could just paint a racing stripe on it instead.
Did
So
you see
you
his
know,
car?
I spent several hours preparing that. By the time I prepared it, it's 9 o'clock. Time to go to bed.
Yeah, but you could have fucking gone for a run and got half that work done anyway.
In my head, I think.
Are
the
you
racing
planning
stripe-
on training?
Yeah, of course.
No, you're just
When-
such a liar. You know,
The plan is out there. I plan on training.
you plan on doing shit all because you were looking away while you said that. You're lying.
Hang on, but like when?
When?
When are you going to actually commit to training?
Yeah, that's the tough one. When am I actually going to commit? I mean, I would like to
Tomorrow?
commit. This is the bullshit. I would like to commit tomorrow. I would like to go for a run tomorrow morning. I should go for a run tomorrow morning.
He won't.
It sort of annoys me
Yeah.
Because I want to know.
I like that, though, but go on.
Because we're meant to be all in this together. I want to know that you're
Yeah.
actually putting in.
Yeah. Mentally, I'm preparing. I'm telling people I'm running a marathon.
Just start running.
I'm holding myself accountable.
You haven't
By
even entered the
letting-
marathon, technically.
Yeah.
How are you being...
He'll get there.
Yeah.
What's
I have
your
a-
plan? Is it strategic to not train?
No, I just have a distorted perception of what I can do.
Yep.
And I have the ultimate confidence that I can run this marathon.
Yeah, but dude,
I'll
everyone
start
does.
training eventually and I'll be fine.
You have no concept of how far it is.
Yeah, 42k.
Yeah, but you have...
Drive
you
to the
don't
coast,
actually-
like 2/3 of the way there. That's 42k or whatever.
You don't understand
The pain.
the
Yeah.
pain and the time that
I will never.
it takes.
I won't understand that till I do it though.
No, but you've done nothing. You're like, not. You don't. I don't expect you to get 100% comprehension, but you haven't even got like 5% comprehension
I
because
know.
you haven't done any running.
I like the
other than 2 weeks ago.
the door in the face approach where you just boom hit you right in the face with a tough moment.
Yeah,
right
and
in
then
front.
it knocks your fucking
Yeah, but it's
knees out
not.
and
It's
you
not a
can't-
slap. It's a fucking log. To
It's a
the
door.
face.
Door in the face.
It's worse than that. It's
like-
a log.
Log.
It's like a truck.
Yeah. Okay. A Mack truck in the
A big
face.
fucking Mack truck.
Back that Mack truck
What's
into
the
my face.
WAP?
That-
WAP with like, the big Mack truck.
That literally went from slap to Mac truck
Yeah.
in 2 seconds. He just kept giving
Oi.
ground. He's like, I got.
You know where my head's at. But yeah, I mean,
No, you just
There's
need
a-
to start.
of course I do. Of course I do. But there's for some reason a mental block in my head.
It's procrastination.
What are you doing-
100%.
what are you doing
I'm
after
very good
this?
procrastinator. We're doing after this. Well,
Going
Okay,
for a
he's
run.
running. He's running.
no, we'll go back to the racing stripe. So I fucked up the bonnet and the hood, or the top of the thing,
Let's
right?
just get off running for a minute.
Yeah. So I stripped them off today, got rid of that. So I might have to reapply tonight. So when I get home, I'll have to reapply the racing stripe. Then I'll go for a run tomorrow morning.
No, you won't. You know when you go to a family event and then you ask your family member a question, they just immediately divert? That's him.
You know, you're like Trump dodging the questions,
Yeah.
and you just give some
China,
long-winded-
China.
Somehow we're talking about running, and then you give us an explanation about why your racing stripe needs to be repainted.
Well, it needs to be repainted because I made a grainy finish the first time. I fucked it up.
Well, you're going to have a grainy finish on this fucking
It'll
marathon.
Wow.
be worse than that.
Yeah, a few sore limbs. I think I might have a few cramps here and there. Might be a little.
A few.
Little
Dude, you're good. Yeah.
I've been thinking. I think we should vlog it.
Yeah.
I reckon
that'd
we
be
vlog
awesome.
it. I think it'd be cool if we all travel down in the one car together. We'll have someone come and film the race because we won't be in a state to.
Gabby's going to run it.
Gabby's, is she really?
Yeah, she says she wants to run it.
All right,
So
we'll get her.
she's
Is she doing the
training.
marathon or the half?
She wants to do the marathon, but
How,
she's
wait, what
not
did you say?
really
What was that word? She's something starting with T. What's she doing?
thinking.
She's no.
I think
Training!
it was
Was that it?
Oh,
Training. Yeah,
Wait,
I'm
so what's that?
That's where you mentally prepare yourself for an
Shut up.
endeavor.
Shut up.
So anyway, she's training.
It's
She's been
it's
running.
90% mental. Just so,
Just so you know.
I heard it on a book or audio book one time. Yeah.
Yeah, so no, Gabby's been training, but she doesn't know whether she's going to commit to it or not. Like she likes the idea of it, but she's training just in case she does want to.
I think her and Dino need to work together because she's not fully committed, but she's training. Dino sounds to be fully committed,
I'm fully
but not
committed.
training.
I'm running the marathon.
Okay. But I think it'd be
Fully
cool. We'll
committed, yeah.
vlog it.
Yeah.
We'll have that video
Get some
going.
cool hype music.
Yeah, and then we'll.
Da-da-da.
I think the coolest part will be after
Yep.
when we all realize how much pain we actually have put ourselves through.
Or we're not in pain.
That won't happen.
I reckon it might.
I'll be taking a couple of days off work, just so you know, guys. 2 days after at least, just so.
Yeah, you'll need it.
I think
But-
so. Because it's
but
on
we-
Sunday too, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
it's-
Sunday. That's fucked.
Yeah, it's tough. But we'll come back. We'll ice bath. I might get those Normatec boots. Help with the compression as well. It just improves blood flow around your legs. Supposedly that helps. I don't know if it actually does make a difference. I did it after Uluru and I felt better. I don't know whether it actually helped, but I did feel better. What are you doing to train?
I'm going to go back to work the next day.
No, to train.
Oh,
But
to train?
Dino's.
Sorry, I was. You're on
Dylan's.
the topic
Sorry,
of
yeah.
compression and recovery, and then you're like, "What are you doing to train?"
Sorry.
I was zoned in. Oh no, to train. Because I was sick last week. I didn't run last week. No, I ran once last week. But now this week I'm going to try to run every day to go to work and back
You run how many days a week?
as often as possible. So like
On
5.
average, 5 days. Wow.
5 or 4.
So-
But that's depending, as long as like I'm not crook or
Yeah.
something crazy's happened during the week. Like last week, I was unfortunately sick. You would have heard me coughing in the podcast, and if you didn't, awesome work, Maddie. But I mean, if I'm not sick, I try to just run as often as possible, 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
So if anyone's body's capable of recovering quickly, it makes sense that you would probably be able to go to work the next day of any of us because you're used to putting that pressure on your body.
But even if I'm fucking crying because of the
Marathon's
pain,
something else.
Yeah.
Even if he's running every day,
yeah, definitely.
It doesn't.
But
It
I
definitely.
understand, but you would surely be able to recover quicker. Than
Recover
definitely
quicker.
me, probably you too, because he just does that kind of training more. I mean, it's not. I'm not coming at your ego or anything.
No,
mate.
no. I'll be in. No, you'll
I'll be
be better than
crying,
Dino, but you'll still be.
Well,
I'll still be in pain. No, one
Yeah.
of the guys who I used to work with at Kathmandu, Rob, he ran an ultra marathon, 60 or 70 kilometers, mountainous terrain as well, like cross country ultra marathon. It was nuts, and maybe 2-3 days after he came back to work. So I mean, I don't expect to feel amazing, but I'll still try to go back to work. I don't really want to take the time off, but if I have to, I will.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I will.
As I get
Just
closer, I'll
because I
decide.
have to. Yeah. I think you'll decide that afternoon.
Probably. Hey guys, sorry I'm not coming and running a
Yeah.
marathon.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, actually, I was wondering. We could do some more, or not some more, but we could do something for the community. I was saying that to you during the week. What if we did a day where we Meals on Wheels? We got a car, just drove around. Meals on Wheels is essentially just feeding the elderly who can't go out shopping. Meals on Wheels. I thought maybe we could just go do that, volunteer. It's half a day. It's not too bad. We just drive around. They give you a roster of addresses to go to, and they give you the meals, and then you just
This is in
take them around.
preparation for
Completely
fundraising for the run, or
No,
is it
just completely separate idea.
completely separate. I was not.
great idea.
Yeah.
I'm down for that. See, I think that is what makes this country really amazing, and it's what makes
America.
No, but seriously, like Meals on Wheels and that sort of those concepts is what makes the community great, and you bring everyone a little bit closer by you dedicating a few hours of your day. It's not hard.
It's actually going to be fun. I think we'll learn a lot from the elderly people.
You can drive around with some banging tunes and walk up to a granny's house. Hey, how are you? Here's your cookies. And she's happy as you have a quick chat and then bugger off for the rest of your day. Like, it's not difficult to do that, and it makes someone's day. So I'd be down.
literally just taking the time to do it.
We can lock that in.
Yeah, like taking
we can
time
get
to
that.
train.
Yeah.
Sort out the time when we can all do it.
Yeah. Well, we'll
Be a
we'll sort
weekend
something
surely,
out.
or
I'm not sure. I
they
haven't
do
looked
it?
into it.
no?
I'll look into it after this. But I've done it once before, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But it's like, you start at 8 a.m., go to lunchtime or whatever. You do 15 deliveries.
That'd be really cool. Vlog or like podcast episode during Meals on Wheels.
That's what I was
run.
thinking, on the
That'd
road.
be hilarious.
Talking
Yeah.
to every single person,
Yeah.
get their story.
Yeah, what
going
lessons
on?
can you give us in your extra 60 years you've had on top of us, or
That's
life
nuts,
experience?
60 years.
I feel like a lot of it would just be regret. Like,
No, seriously, that's Gary V. He was talking about it in one of his books, which was basically like when he was younger, that's all he did was talk to older people who came in and bought wine while he was running his dad's wine business. And the thing that he learnt the most from them, which was just do not regret anything. Try as much as you freaking can, because you don't want to get to that age and be like, oh, I can't do it now. I regret not trying it.
yeah.
Yeah, because regret just sits in your mind, and
I
you're
think
like,
so, yeah.
oh, why didn't I do that? Why didn't, yeah.
I don't know how I feel about getting old as well. Like,
Dude, I'm
properly
going to
getting old.
embrace it.
I don't want to get old.
I'll be 82.
Forever young.
You know what I'm going to do?
I wanna
You reckon you'll be like that at 82? You'll
forever
be
young.
mobile like that?
Yeah. I think so.
That's what I want to do.
I'm setting myself up to be that way. Like, that's the way that I train with weights and running and
How
stuff
can
like
you
that.
how can you do that?
Well,
Because isn't nutrition huge in that too?
It-
Like
it is.
living a healthy lifestyle your whole life.
lower your salt, sugars, things
Soul.
like that.
Lower your
Salt.
soul. Just sell it to the
Like
devil.
salt.
Oh,
Sell it
salt.
off.
Salt.
Salt.
Not Himalayan pink salt, that shit.
Sell your soul.
That's good stuff.
No,
that's
but
good.
yeah.
Lower
just
the sugar for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
training shit like lower weight but high repetition of compound movements like squats,
Bigger
bench
movements.
press, and things like that. Because when you're going really heavy, it's putting a lot of pressure on your joints. You can have little tears, hemorrhages, things like that. But if you've got a little bit less weight but high repetitions, you're just building that strength in the muscles with the mobility. It's more about mobility and still pushing weight through the movement rather than going A to B with a fuckload of weight.
That makes sense. Yeah. Why push yourself?
And also,
I guess.
when I train, I try to be as non-stop as possible, get the heart rate going, high heart rate when you're younger, training your heart to be explosive and also continuous means that when you're older, you're not just going to have a heart attack.
One thing I've sort of done or tried to do with my training is just becoming physically durable. And
Well, that's a really good way of putting it.
it's just injury prevention, I guess, and just building your body physically strong and not fancy, not...
Yeah,
I
just
guess-
simple
I
shit.
do bicep curls. I was going to say not bicep curls, but I do want
You want the
bigger
biceps.
arms.
You want the bigger arms.
I want
No,
bigger
what you're
arms.
saying is like train the fundamentals to the best
Yes,
of your ability.
yeah, compound movements, big movements. I'm not a big guy for cables or small isolated exercises because, well, I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. That's not what I'm going for. So, big movements that strengthen my joints, strengthen my bones, and
What about stretching and yoga and
Oh,
stuff to
shit,
get
yeah.
more? Because that would be so fundamental for like keeping your joints and keeping yourself flexible. Because in injury prevention, wouldn't that be the most important?
So
Almost would just be keeping loose.
Yeah, exactly. Well, stretching is by far the best preventative measure you can have. But I don't know the name of the Chinese art form, martial arts, like
Yeah,
Wing
Tai
Chun.
Chi?
Tai Chi, that's it. And apparently people who do Tai Chi have really awesome flexibility and joint strength because of the movements.
yeah.
So stuff like that is really good for
I think
you.
flexibility
Pilates,
is
yoga.
Yeah, flexibility is so important. I think I was going on a rant the other day about physios, and I think physios is just a waste of time and money.
Ooh.
For me that is because
God.
I've been to a lot of physios. I've had enough injuries.
You've not been to a good one, obviously. I think physio is freaking awesome.
I've been to good physios, and they just give a massage. And I think especially when it's muscular related, stretching in the right places fixes that for me. And
Fixes it, not
yeah.
prevents it, fixes it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of the time that's the issue. Muscle, there's not as many, I don't think, overuse injuries when it comes to muscles. Overuse injuries are a tricky one because that's bone related and that's workload related.
Overuse doesn't fucking... It's fantasy. There's no such thing as overuse.
There is.
It's
You're
not
just
preparing.
Yeah.
Completely different. Hang on.
Which that's what Dino was going to do.
Yeah, you
not
literally-
preparing for a marathon and then running 42
You're going
kilometers.
to tear your hamstring.
I'll do...
Overuse injuries, come on.
You know what? I'm going to do lots of stretching. Lots of stretching could be very
He's going to do anything that doesn't involve running.
He's going to
that's his
start
problem.
swimming for all we know.
Yeah.
Well, swimming's good. You
Swimming
live by
is good.
swimming. But yeah, no, I will do running before the marathon. I will not lock in how many times I'll do it, but I will.
You need to do it a lot.
I do
dude.
need to
You
do it
do
a
need
lot.
to do it a lot.
I
Like,
do
this
do
is
it,
me just making sure that you're going to be okay and living by the end of this.
I mean, I won't die probably, but
Yeah, but dude, take it
through
from two people who have run a
I know.
absolute fuckload. You need to run more than what you think you do.
yeah. But Luke tells me not to run more than I
No,
think.
Luke tells you not to run more than like 40k in one run.
He says 2-3 times a week.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that enough?
No, that's good. Running 2-3 times a week is good.
Is it
You're
enough?
not doing that.
Yeah, but if I were to start that now, is that enough?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
enough. But you have to start that now.
It's true.
tomorrow.
I mean, you make,
Like you could
make such
literally
a good...
start it
yeah, I mean,
in-
I can't
in an
argue
hour's
with
time.
the logic behind your point. Doesn't mean I'll do it.
I'm saying you can do other things for
Should
your
do it.
fitness. You can do
Nah.
bike, you can swim, you can row, other things, but you need to still be running
the
because it's a
thing is that-
movement
yeah,
that you
of
need to
course.
practice.
But also,
Of course.
cycling and swimming, the beautiful thing about them is they're not really
Load-bearing.
that dangerous to your joints, whereas running will fuck you up within 2-3 kilometers. You know what I mean? And it's something you just got to be really aware of. That
Should
you'll
I
run and your ankles, knees, hips, everything will be sore.
Should I stretch before or
Oh
after?
shit, yeah, both.
You just need to be like
Because with football, whenever I play football, the stretching we did before was all dynamic stretching. It wasn't just sitting there stretching out the muscle. It would always be like moving around.
Yeah,
doing
dynamic
high knees,
movement.
all that
Dynamic.
shit. Same kind of crap with the running.
Yeah,
just
the way
do the
it-
dynamic and
the way it
afterwards
wo-
stretch out properly.
exactly. So the way it works is
Statically.
static
Same.
stretching contracts the muscle, but when you're in sport, the muscle tends to expand and contract. I don't think there's any sport that just contracts. So oftentimes, a lot of old research just relied on static stretching.
Yeah.
So the muscle would seize up, come together, contract, and then when you're in sport, when you've got the hamstring that's releasing and contracting, that's where a lot of hamstring tears. So that's why they have recently gone on to dynamic stretching, which is keeping the muscle warming the muscle up in a way that expands and contracts the muscle.
Yeah, and I understand that with like an explosive sport like football where you're just making
Yes.
sprints. Same thing with
Running's the same thing.
Same thing.
Expand
Even though
and
it's
contract.
prolonged, I'm not going intense.
Same thing.
Same
Dynamic,
warm-up method,
yeah.
just until because I just want to make sure that when I do it, it's like the proper setup. It's not
Well,
different
think
than what
about
I
it
do
like
with
this,
football.
right? When you're running, as your knee comes up, all your hamstring's doing is just shrinking.
Yeah.
And then it's just blowing straight back out
To
because
kick your leg back out.
as your leg comes out and you have that contact of your heel or your foot hitting the ground, your hamstring's like a shock absorber. It just goes jump, takes up all the pressure. And if your hamstring's not used to being long and taking that pressure, it's going to hit the ground, go bang and snap, and you're just fucked.
No.
Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah. I mean, warm up, run 2-3 times a week.
I was gonna put my sunglasses on. This light's fucked.
Wow, Luke can't handle the heat.
Do you know who had
I'm the one
sunglasses on
under the heat
today?
here. Fucking hell, but Luke can't handle it.
My partner Gabby had sunglasses on today. I babysat her last night because she got absolutely hammered. But I wanted to ask you guys about this. Prices of Ubers, taxis, all that sort of stuff. How high is too high? Because I got stung with a bill last night. I'm debating. I personally think that it was probably justified, but anyone else could look at it and be like, nah, that's way too much. Where do you guys draw the line?
What was your Uber bill and where was
It was
how
from-
far was the trip?
From Fig Tree Pocket to
So
Camp Hill.
is that how far is that time?
30 minutes.
30-minute drive. Okay, what was the bill?
About 30
Oh,
$35.
well,
Yeah, it was
that's
good.
fine.
No, so I was fine with it.
Okay.
But someone else, one of my mates, said that that was way too dear and he wouldn't pay it.
Well,
You're a tight ass.
I'm worse
No.
with that. What I will do, this is what I did when I used to go out.
This is why I wanted to ask, because he's painting stripes on his car rather than getting it done. So
Yeah.
I wanted to see where he's at with it.
This is what, that $30 for an Uber, if I don't absolutely have to do that, there's no chance.
Well, I
would
got a
take
drunk partner on my side. She wants to get home. She's
You got to
ready
Uber
to.
that.
I
You
got
gotta
to Uber.
that.
I
You
don't have a
can't-
choice.
You can't
Yeah,
walk
that-
35 minutes worth of driving.
Maybe I'd Uber that. But what I used to do, right, I would walk up to 30-minute walk, maybe even an hour, from whatever club to the bus stop, pay $2, whatever it was, catch a bus to Garden City. And at the point, I lived about an hour walk from Garden City. Then I'd walk home before in the morning. I wouldn't recommend doing this.
I think sleep
but
is worth more than that.
I did that at least 7-8 times
Yeah.
when I was out.
I'm not
Because
gonna
I
lie,
would rather pay $2 and walk for 2.5 hours drunk than catch an Uber.
See,
I'm
if
a tight ass.
I'm really pissed in the valley, I'll walk into the city and catch the bus from the city home.
Yes.
Because it's nice and easy. But if I'm out at Fig Tree Pocket, I'm like, fuck that. I'll just bite the bullet. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about it.
New Year's Eve. Uber home. New Year's Eve. You got the surcharges.
Oh my god!
It's
yeah.
about 20 minutes home. Actually, it's probably not. To
Maybe
my place, it's not.
From the valley or from the
from
city?
the valley.
Yeah, probably 20 minutes.
About
15
20 minutes. Maybe not because you just jump on the motorway. Guess how much?
Probably
There was surcharges
$80?
New
80,
Year's
80
Eve.
bucks on the
Yeah, 140.
You guys are stupid.
140.
Get a taxi. They've got set bills.
Yeah, I think it was about 110. Uber to a friend's place, and then we went back.
Mess about. It's like $140.
Yeah, the whole proceedings of that evening
Oh god.
at 6 a.m. in the morning was expensive.
So I'm always conscious enough to what is the cheapest option for me to get home right
See,
now.
I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm meeting this person here, and then we're going to here.
No, I don't
That's
give a
why-
fuck.
so-
I'm cheap.
That's why like I'm happy to take a taxi in that scenario because a taxi actually works out a lot cheaper because they can't tag on those surcharges because all these rules and regulations, but Uber can. And so that's why I wanted to see with you guys, like, at what stage are you like, nah, fuck that, I'm not doing it.
So you were at a party last night,
Yeah, housewarming.
and then you didn't drink. How are you feeling?
Oh, dude, I got pissed.
I'm dusty.
I was hammered.
I'm dusty.
That's why-
No,
Uber.
I was hammered. Dude,
That's why I had to put the sunglasses on because this light in my face was too much for me.
So I had to have a coffee. I was wasted. Absolutely smashed. And so was Gabby. And so I didn't really have a choice. I was like, all right.
$30 Uber home. That's not
That's
not bad.
that's
That's
good,
like
And I was happy with that.
I hate paying that, but that's good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that angry. With
For me, it was only a $20. It got to that point in the night where, like, okay, is it worth the sleep? I've got things to do today. Is it worth staying out? And you check the price, and you haven't been surcharged. And if I sort of got a rule, if I haven't been surcharged and I'm considering a lift
do
home,
it.
I got to do it there and then. So I booked it, and it was
Yeah.
only 20 minutes to get here.
Because you made the decision at like 11 o'clock last night that you were going to go out. Because you initially were like, because we were at the same event, and then I was going to go home at like 12.
Yeah.
I left the event. I didn't go out. I didn't drink enough that I couldn't even drive home. I made sure I could drive home. That's free alcohol. Don't care. I'll have 3 or 2 over 4 hours. I'm driving home. You made the decision at like 11 o'clock. Like, I'm going to go out.
Yeah, I actually had plans for that night. I was going elsewhere, but that fell through. And that's why I drove.
Girl's house.
And then,
You want to talk about it, or
we can, but no, just a friend, and we'll catch up another
that's what
time.
they also.
So then, God. So then I was like, fuck it, let's go out. Let's send some rocket ships. So I'm like, I'll move the car to where I can leave it all night. Got back to the party.
and then you're on catch
Double
up.
park. Double
You're on
park
catch
mode.
up.
Ice out. Just take the ice out. Just downing drinks, 2 at a time.
Dangerous.
And then, yeah, it was probably around 12 o'clock. I sent the picture to you. Dino's having a coffee.
Yeah.
It is brilliant.
At what point do you leave the party? If you need a coffee at 12 o'clock at night to stay at a party,
I don't even think
but
that's a bad
you're not
thing
drinking.
though. Like
The people watching is fun.
yeah, but since living in Italy, like I don't see a coffee on a night out as a bad thing at all. Because my cousins and I, that's all we used to do. We used to get hammered, get to like midnight, have a coffee, and then keep going. And we just
You
thought
need
that
Red
was normal.
Bulls.
No, that's a super Greek thing. Is at every Greek event, come 10:30,
Coffee.
coffee or tea.
Yep.
Have that. I'm just traditional, man. I'm just
Yeah.
the ultimate traditional
Completely
guy.
agree.
But I was all for a coffee. But everyone looked at me like, I don't know.
You don't
like I was
expect to
drinking
see it.
arsenic or some shit. Like, I don't know what the hell
Yeah,
you...
but here in Australia, it's not normal. People would go straight
It's
to an
still
energy
not
drink.
normal.
It was a Greek event, and I was still getting looked at like
It
I'm
wasn't
free.
really a Greek event. It was just
Fake Greeks.
It was a party.
Whoa, yeah.
It was a party.
Yeah,
And
true.
it
Everyone
looked, it looked weird when everyone's holding 2 drinks of either mimosas or vodka cranberries. And
he's got a coffee.
Dino's nursing the saucer and the cup
Oh,
just close
God.
to his...
And to think and if you're thinking I didn't think about how funny it would look to you people when I'm like, I'm going to have a coffee and they're going to ridicule me. It definitely crossed my mind that I enjoyed the idea of that. So I definitely did it.
The photo I sent you,
So funny.
simple photo. It actually took me 6 shots to get that
Oh,
photo.
jeez.
Because I'm there, I'm trying to get it. Someone walks through 5 times, and then it actually pissed me off how simple what I was trying to get was. Just a photo of you.
Enjoying a nice coffee.
Yeah,
on a
and then
beautiful night
everyone
out.
jumps in.
That
Accidentally.
always happens though. Night
That-
out,
that
and
really
you're just
annoyed
trying
me.
to take a nice photo, maybe with your friends, and then that one cockhead comes screaming through on one of his limes, goes, ew, and you just fucked your photo.
Yeah, well,
That happened last night. Like me and a couple of Spanish boys we work with, they wanted the photo. Immediately, everyone jumps
Yeah.
in. And they're like, "Oh, what's going
Everyone's
on here?
photo
We want a
fiends.
photo. I want a photo."
why
And
would
I
you
hate
want a photo?
I don't know. Everyone loves to be in the photo. Is it a fear of missing out?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
well,
don't
they
want that
don't-
photo to get posted and you not be in it
Yeah.
while you're at the
I
event.
couldn't care less. Like,
Yeah, but you know
it
why?
doesn't
It's
even cross
because-
my mind.
Yeah, but most people don't, like, we live in such a fast-paced age now. People 30 years from now, they won't remember what happened on that night unless there was a photo. And so now everyone takes a photo of everything. I mean, think back to what happened 2 weeks ago.
took the
You
photo
wouldn't
of my
know.
coffee.
You wouldn't know 2 weeks ago as to what happened.
Yeah.
Unless you had a photo.
But if I don't remember it, I don't see
It's not
why I
important,
need
yeah.
to have the photo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been my take, and I've been ridiculed for that take.
I think I think it like becomes a clout thing as well, because then
Oh, yeah.
you don't want to yeah.
yeah,
Because you
my
don't
favorite word. Yeah.
I feel like the ultimate clout move is where you're not the one who posts the photo, but you're in the photo and then you share the photo.
Yeah, it's like me with Post Malone.
Yeah.
You post it.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to post the photo to show you're out.
I know. I'm the
But
oldest
you're
25-year-old in the world because that's just so.
No, I
funny
don't
to
do,
me.
but I don't care
You
about
don't get it,
either.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. I just don't give a fuck.
I get it, but I couldn't care less. I get why people
Yeah, it
care.
makes no
but
difference.
I don't care at all. Like I know I was there. The people I care about know I was there. Who cares?
Yeah.
Did you get you stuck around too long to the point where one of the girls at the party got drunk and you ended up giving her a lift home? Did you get anything in your car? I was nervous for him.
Vomits. And
Yeah,
that.
vomit in the brand new BRZ.
No, you always vet the person. You're like, yeah, they'll be alright.
She was fine.
Yeah, regardless, if it happened, it happened.
I thought
It's
she
more
was going
important
to.
than it's more important than get home safe. Like,
It
like
is. Oh, 100%.
vulnerable person in Uber,
sure.
like the protective, like, whatever, instinct. Like, I don't, even any of
You
my
don't
mates,
trust
I
Ubers.
wouldn't want, not drunk in an Uber, like, we're about to pass out. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't have that. Even, like,
but it's better that that happens. You see all...
and it's literally on the way too. Like,
Yeah.
there was no excuse for me in my head to not offer that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Just
all
seems
these
the right
ads
thing to
now,
do.
which is like, you know, all good to stay with your mate, all bad to drink drive. And I think that's pretty much the concept that you're saying, which is like, well, it's all good to just drop them home.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the way. It's
100%.
easy. It's better to do that than the opposite. The opposite could be really dangerous. So.
And also, I'm saving them $30. Like,
Yeah.
why not do that? I would want someone to save me $30 if they like it just seemed like in that moment
The
right thing to
no-brainer.
do. Yeah.
It did make me think, should I be going home? It like, that was like the last, I guess, reasonable thought that crossed my brain until I actually booked the Uber, which was more of a involuntary reaction. I'm like, I could just take a lift with Dino here now. 2 more drinks, please.
Oh, I
And
don't
that
think
was
you
it.
were ever close. You
Just
were never
keep
close
pushing
to
it.
coming with me.
It did cross my mind because I'm like, I could do this. I could just go home, stick to the original plan where I'm in bed early. And then I just walked straight to the bar.
Let's be honest, I wasn't offering you a lift home, mate.
No.
You didn't even make it clear. I'd already given up the seat. That's 2 plus 2 seats, mate. I don't have enough room for you in that car.
You don't have,
You would have been
It's
fine.
only a 2-seater.
There's 2 seats in the back, but you would literally have to cross your legs in the back.
Okay.
You can't sit there unless you're a small child. It's fine, but you would not have had room.
I don't
Really?
classify as a small child.
Yeah, you're a little
I'll
bit
be in
too
trouble.
tall.
I want to go deep because I was listening to a podcast and they brought up one quote that summed something up very well, and it was, "Everyone's ideal life is in the future."
Okay.
Are we living in the future? Is our happiness projected into the future?
Sometimes. Definitely sometimes. I actually had this thought the other day, and this is just a little personal thing that shook me. I was on the gatehouse at work, making sure that stock doesn't leave the store without being ticked off first. And this guy drives past. And I said, "Hey, man, how are you?" And he goes, "Shit." I said, "Oh, okay. Well, what's wrong?" And he goes, "Oh, I've got cancer. I die in 4 weeks." And I was just like, holy fuck. Like, how do you respond to that? And that got me on the thought path of like, wow, am I really using my time here? And I think you're right. Most people definitely live in the future. And I think that I personally, prior to that moment, could have said, yeah, I live in the future sometimes. Like, I'm dreaming for the next thing. I'm aiming for the next thing because that's going to be the money ticket, you know? But now I've just dialed it way back and just been like, holy shit, this is... I'm
What
enjoying
changes
this
have you
moment.
made?
Just
Because I feel like that'd be the hardest part.
just being grateful more often. Yeah. So doing like meditation around gratitude, and I just go through and I say, "Well, I'm grateful for being here on the podcast with you guys. I'm grateful for the fact that this coffee was delicious. I'm grateful for the fact I got chewing gum." Like that's how I sort of changed it. So nothing dramatic, but I just went right back to the beginning.
Yeah.
And said, in the moment, just try to appreciate really small things, because it's very easy with all the fucking ads, all the tech, to just keep looking a little bit further. But yeah, I think you're right. Most people
It's
look
important
forward.
to have the balance, though,
Yeah.
because you can't just live completely in the moment.
Yeah.
And you can't
Yeah,
live
'cause you
completely
gotta have
in the
aspirations.
future.
Mm.
Because if you're just static and like money comes in, money comes out, don't even think about where it goes,
Yep.
just don't worry about it. That was me for a little bit, and I'm like, looking back, I'm like, no, you need to think about the future.
A balance makes you really
You need
happy.
to have the balance.
I feel like prior to that, I would always look ahead. And I guess some of
seeing
the
the
happiness...
quote.
Yeah.
Prior to seeing the quote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess actually just thinking about it after hearing it is, I spend so much time looking ahead and what can I do today to make tomorrow, or not necessarily tomorrow, but someday
Yeah,
in the
the
future
future, yeah.
better. But I sort of enjoy it, so that's part of it. But
Well, that rat race, that chase.
the chase, I love chasing, running down a dream. I feel like that's part of my happiness, but I also don't spend like time on myself. I don't know.
No, but
I feel
dude, you like-
self-love has been talked about, and I hate the fucking phrase.
Yeah, but I think you need to clarify what you're saying, because you like planning the chase, but you actually really like day in, day out the activities that get you on the track of chasing. For example, like one of the chases you could say is, I'm chasing to buy a house. But getting on the track is, getting a second, third job or going and trying to make meetings outside of your work life to get you a little bit more money to tee up the house, and that's what you like. You like the day in, day out activities.
And do you find the satisfaction and the happiness comes once you've achieved that, or is it in the pursuit itself as well?
I think it's both. I think there's a satisfaction in working towards something and being able to see the progression that gets made. But then once you it's euphoric actually finishing something off and seeing something flesh out.
Is that a prolonged euphoria though, or is it very...
It's short. Yeah,
very short,
it's what's
so
next. What am I doing now? But then it's also like at points during the day to day, I don't think I'm a stranger. No one else is a stranger to it, but it does at times get mundane. It gets long. It gets tough. It gets draining, and keeping it up gets exhausting. Like, at what point do you add in self-love? And I hate it, but it did make me think: should I be doing more of it? Or any of it?
I think when you find that really special thing that you're chasing, I don't really think that you get very exhausted.
I think this is one of them.
At the moment, if I'm honest,
for me,
but like trying to save money for this second place that we're working towards, like the family dream house. I look at that and that's literally ticks every box of what I want for my lifestyle. Family home, family, getting the family car organized, like going family holidays, like teeing that up for me is like an undying dream. And so I don't get tired when I'm at work. I'm like, yep, cool. We're making money. We're ticking bills over. And if the day at work is shit, I'm just like, oh, well, it's just money in the pocket. And that's how I sort of look at it. Like find a dream that's really important.
Work to live. You don't live to work. Like that
exactly.
kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And dude, I try, don't get me wrong. I want to cut my hours out completely. I'd love if I didn't have to work and if I won the lotto, but I think that like that chase of the dream doesn't get tiring when you've got a really awesome dream.
Yeah. If anything, getting that lump sum of money from the lotto would kill that happiness a lot quicker.
I would hate to win the lotto.
You reckon you'd sabotage yourself?
100%. Another thing I've said...
I wouldn't feel as like I deserve it as much as if I had earned it.
One thing I can't do is marry rich. I can't marry a rich woman because I want to create that success myself.
Yes, pride.
I don't want it. Yeah.
You couldn't have both though. You couldn't marry someone who's rich and say, "Don't you give me any of that. I'm going to keep pursuing my own shit." Or you would feel it gives you too much of a safety net. Too much of just like, I'll just take more risk that I could have
leverage in that girl's parents and network. I want to build it myself and I the perfect girl I'd say no to. Just because I can't...
Not the perfect girl for you then, mate, obviously, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but in every other aspect, I'm not interested just because you're doing too much for me. I have to be the one doing it here. I think I'd rather... like.
Sometimes your partner's got to be the role, you know? I think this is something that men need to really understand is like, it's freaking awesome to be very self-aware and proud to aim for these goals by yourself. But when you've got your partner and he or she's in your corner, you've got to let them carry some of the weight as well. Because there's moments where I am struggling and I'm way down here and Gabby carries the load and she's way up here and vice versa. I think that's the whole point of being in a relationship. So sometimes it might be okay to go for that little bit richer person if they're going to carry the load you pick
Can't
up.
do it. But it's great in theory. Makes complete sense.
But it doesn't work for you.
It'll be a lot harder. But you probably wouldn't feel the stress of pursuing, having the whole burden on you though. But that's a lot.
That sounds
fantastic.
That's
a lot more stress though. What if it's not going well and then you're carrying the whole load and then
put it on my back?
Yeah.
There's so much job, but I understand you want that.
I actually cracked this question to Gabby the other day. I was like, would you be cool if I was a stay-at-home dad in the future? And she was like, no. She's like, she wants to have like a traditional role. And I was like, oh, okay. So it just means I've got to carry the load. If shit gets really tough.
Is that something you were considering?
Yeah, it was.
Stay-at-home dad?
Yeah, I would have loved it. And that's why I asked the question because...
Well, when this blows up, you'll be earning enough that you don't have to...
That'd be cool.
This will be a couple of days a week.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
10 years from now, little kid just runs in, punches you square in the head while you're mid-podcast. No, but I mean, stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home mum, I think both have their pros and cons. Yeah. But I like the concept because I love kids. I think they're
Yeah.
freaking awesome. And dude, a little version of you running around, like,
That's scary.
that's got to be fun. Playing Nerf with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or her.
It's just, I don't know. Pride gets in the way, and I don't want it to not get in the way.
Yeah, you love it too much.
that's-
He's addicted.
That's
No,
a decision you're making, but yeah, you can do that. Like, it'll.
And do you know what? Some person out there, man or woman's going to love you for it.
Ah.
They'll be like, holy fuck, this guy's driven.
Hopefully women.
Yeah.
I'm into women.
Personal preference.
Personal preference.
That's fine.
That's just me.
I just
look-
keep it open for all you guys out there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It doesn't matter, but that's my taste.
Yeah, but oi, pursue what you want. If that's what you want, you're gonna have to find someone who's okay with that. But seems like
How do you take it? You think that could be stay home dad? You want to be the breadwinner?
I don't mind so much. It depends on the situation completely. Like, the partner was earning more money, it just made more sense for me to be at home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it if she was set on, like, she was pursuing her career thing and she was at a better stage where it would have benefited both of us for her to keep going. I wouldn't mind being the stay at home for a brief period of time. I wouldn't want to do it for a long time. It would be a few months, and then there would be in like a childcare setting, because I think that's important too, to get that social aspect from a young age. But yeah, I would do it initially. I wouldn't have too much of opposition.
Yeah,
to
but
it,
then
if
you'd
that
have
made the
like
most sense.
then you'd have drivers like, I want to get back in the workforce.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be out of the workforce for too long. I don't think I could do that. I don't think it'd be that enjoyable for me to long term.
I couldn't be convinced to do it short term.
A few months.
No, not interested. I'd go on a holiday for a few months, but because I'm walking around exploring. But going back to I do enjoy chasing something and not having a time to be awake to do something, to get something done. Each day I sort of have a laundry list of things that need to get done.
You get a hustle going.
Today, nothing of that's been done.
Yeah.
I actually had a couple of forms I need to fill out. I just need to sign it. That was the one thing I wanted to do today. Haven't done it.
That's all right. You'll do it afterwards.
Haven't done it. I hope so.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I'll go for a run.
But
And I'll win the fucking lotto.
Yeah.
80 million.
yeah.
But what's the next pursuit? Is it the marathon? What have you got in the works that you're aiming for right now? Because the marathon.
We're still working on the documentary. That's coming out soon. I'm just thinking, because I'll probably announce. Yeah, I guess the next thing for me after the run, it didn't take long to go what's next, and I was literally on the plane back just thinking of things that I could do, and I like the idea that the run around Uluru got me to see something. So I was thinking, what else can I do? Where can I go? I thought the Great Barrier Reef is a cool spot, so I'm actually thinking about swimming around Hamilton Island.
Yeah, just motivated you? You're like, oh, that would be cool? No? You thought about it prior?
That was how I got in contact with it while I was researching for it.
Cool.
That was something I held back in that show, because I didn't want to reveal it, but I also didn't want to focus the show on me. I wanted it to be on her. But I started researching the idea, coming up with it, and she was in the middle of her swim around Bribey when I reached out to her, and then we started chatting. I just messaged saying, "Hey, so awesome what you're doing." She hit back, and then I just started hitting her with questions. So I guess she's sort of been giving me ideas and learning, but there's still. I'm hesitant to say that I'm doing it around Hamilton Island because I'm still vetting the idea. There's a lot of bad jellyfish in that area. They're called Irukandji jellyfish, and they can kill you. So,
what's the draw? What's the draw to swimming around the island? Because when you did the run around Uluru, was part of it not that you hadn't seen anyone had done it before?
Yeah, no one's done Hamilton Island.
So no one's done
either.
Hamilton Island either. So that's another reason why, because
Yeah.
it's also unique.
Yeah,
thing.
but I'm hoping to
That's
do
part
it
of
in September, so that doesn't give me a lot of time for training. It gives me 4
You're
months,
as bad
which
as
is
me,
enough.
mate, running the marathon.
Yeah, it gives me 4 months of training. It's not a speedy thing. It's a getting
It's
it
an
done
endurance,
thing. It's an endurance feat. So
How much experience do
that.
you have swimming? I know you do it at the moment. Like, you've been doing it for
I've
the past couple
started
of months. But
because I've
prior
started
to
to
that,
think about it. No,
you've been a swimmer,
no,
growing up
no,
a swimmer?
No, I did learn to swim. Did in primary school your school carnivals, but really got no experience swimming.
Is swimming not different? Like, swimming, you need
It's completely different.
Like, doing
Yeah.
that, your body's not even designed and shaped in a way that like a lot of swimmers' bodies are from
Yeah.
doing it from a young age.
Part of the reason why I wanted to go out last night was just because it's sort of the last time that I'll have that opportunity because now I'm going back into the box, back into the mentality of
Hardcore
no
grinding
distractions.
mode.
Yeah. So it was like one last time to go, fuck it. And now I'm back. I mean, it's a bit weird talking about it with sunglasses on because the light's fucking hurting my brain. But that was sort of my theory behind it, my thought behind it.
You know what's really good is when you go and say these outlandish statements like, I'm going to frickin' do this.
I'm announcing it this week. Yeah, a couple of days.
We thought we'd let the podcast know.
Wednesday
prior.
night I'm doing it.
But it's cool when you go and say like outlandish statements to the world. It tends to mean that you follow up on it. And I was saying this to Gabby, like when COVID's all said and done and we can go travel internationally, I would really love to do like a massive hiking around some big alpines somewhere in the world, doesn't matter where, and throw in there like some massive runs, like 24K runs in the mountains, marathons in the mountains. It'd be really awesome, and it's cool when you say outlandish stuff because you follow up on it.
For sure. That was sort of my theory with the last one, and I've been hesitant on this one because it's not only the physical feat, but there's also like environmental factors that come into play this time.
Jellyfish factors.
Sharks, tides, wind, swell. There's so many different things.
And what Jess was talking about, getting like the people and the
Yeah.
support boats and the
Yeah.
police will be on, like making sure
The amount
that
of
you're doing
management
it right,
and
you're ready.
logistics that go into it, it's super consuming. But I'm ready for it again. But actually, one thing that I was going to ask is, the last run I did was raising money for mental health. I want to do something different. I raised 23K last run,
Which is huge, by the way.
Yeah, I'm super. And
one
thank
just
you to
has
everyone who donated.
Yeah.
But I thought, like, if I was to raise 50K for charity by the end of this year,
That'd be phenomenal.
I'd be patting myself on the back for that. Like, that would be cool. So I guess I need to raise another 27, but I don't know what to... I want to do something different in mental health. I want to broaden my, I guess, whatever it is that's
There's a
called
spectrum that you're
philanthropy.
aiming
Yeah,
for.
the spectrum.
Yeah, have a good think about what you
got any
think
ideas?
connects with you. Well, surely it's a very personal thing in terms of what you want to raise all this money for, something that
Well, it
connects
doesn't
with
have
you
to
a
be.
lot.
I think where Luke's coming from is he's trying to gauge our like
What's
like,
your
what
ideas?
do we find important, and I think that there's a lot to pick from. You could pick mental
That's the
problems.
I want to do
You could
something
pick
new.
Physical problems. New.
Sorry, as in not mental health. I want to just broaden it.
No, you mean like start something from scratch and pick a charity that is not relating to what we had before,
Yeah.
which was you did the mental
Health
and,
reach out.
Well, you could do things like hunger. There's
Domestic violence was one
is a
that
good
popped
one.
into my head.
I think definitely have a think about it. Maybe even throw it down in the comments. If you have something that you think Luke should have a look at or research into, just let us know. And we might get back to you on what he ends up picking, because it's definitely something you got to have a think about.
You'll hear more about it. But yeah, we don't need to pick it now, or I don't need to pick it now, but it's... I don't know what, because I want to make sure it's a good cause as well, and something that people can relate to. I think mental health is unfortunately something that a lot of people can relate to.
Yeah.
So I thought that was such an important thing to raise awareness and money for. So something equally as impactful.
Yeah.
Maybe even just jump online and suss out, like what most of the community deal with on a day-to-day basis. It might be that they have really difficult experience with mental health, or they might have domestic violence, or it might be tending for someone with special needs, or it might be so on and so forth. You're going to have to research. There's so many options.
Yeah, something will connect with you that you'll be like, this is where I want to get the fundraising for at this moment, and then, go from there.
But this one does have me nervous.
Oh, yeah, it should do.
As it should, yep. This is different than just running around, which in itself was an incredible feat. But now you're swimming, you're going into a
It's
domain
about 30
that's
kilometres
not
as
natural.
well, yeah.
A 30 kilometre swing will feel like more than the 60k run for you.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, I think with all your challenges, like Jess was saying on the episode, not seeing where you're going through like a certain point of her swim, if you come into contact with something similar to that as like,
Bro,
oh,
I'm
the
terrified.
swell's huge, or you
I'm
can't swim, you'll
terrified
be
of sharks.
shitting
If
yourself.
something fucking flaps my arms, I'll lose it. If something kicks my toes, I'm...
That's what
Well, is
excites you about it, isn't it? It's
Sort
like
of.
The fear
Yeah,
is you're drawn to that
because I
kind
don't
of
wanna do it.
adrenaline rush.
Well,
Yeah,
is that really something that, like, that's a lot of mental strain rather than more so the physical strain? Do you want to be mental strain, or do you want to push it physically?
I'll have to push it physically because I got no experience swimming. Like, it'll be fucking physical. And I want to do it not in one day, but in one go. So I guess Jess did it over stages, which is so smart. And she did further than I did. But I'm hoping to do 30 kilometers in one sitting. So I don't know whether, and I'm still researching and vetting, but whether that's dependent on the tide. So it's 6 hours on, 6 hours off,
and what,
6 hours
swim
on,
through
6
the
off.
freaking night with a
Just
spotlight
until it gets done.
Well, well, Jess did 36k in her
She
first
did.
day, but she did it on the side that was not towards the ocean, where
And
the tides weren't as impactful as she was saying.
Well,
And the swells
one thing
and
that thing that helps that is swimming in a straight line is you're swimming with the tide the whole way, which is awesome. Whereas when you're swimming in a smaller circle, you're not always swimming with the tide. So that's where it gets tricky because it makes it a lot easier to swim 38Ks, which she did, which is phenomenal. She's a way better swimmer than I am as well, so I couldn't swim at the same rate that she can.
Jess knew her stuff.
Yeah, she's been doing it.
like,
she's
forever.
done it, yeah.
Yeah. There's
She's-
big difference between them.
She's
but
legit,
yeah.
so I can't really compare myself to her because she's on a fucking different level.
Well, you know, it can be done in one day, 30 kilometers, but it's just a different kind
Yeah.
of 30 kilometers.
So it's-
you only
yeah.
got one go.
I want to, yeah.
Are you set on that? If you
Sort
don't-
of, because I think that'll be fun and interesting. Like, imagine like a
It's
30-hour
definitely
challenge.
interesting. Yeah, it's.
I don't know. I actually don't know how long it'll take.
Do you know what'd be really cool that I was just having to think of? I was like, just in my head, I was like, oh, what is something similar to this mountainous trip that I was talking about just before, and raising money and doing endurance stuff that the three of us could do? And I was like, why don't we just do
marathon.
a marathon? But why don't we just do like a crossland hike? You know, for example, from here to up the BVRT, the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail. That's like 100+ kilometers worth of hiking, and in and of itself is very
That's
difficult.
huge.
And you can raise money for that sort of stuff. Yeah, something to think about. If we can tally up enough time to all three of us do like a big endurance feat.
We'll
other
figure
than
it
the
out.
How long does a hike like that take generally? Because I'm
Depends on how quick you're
That's
going.
probably
but
like 25 hours, I'd say. I don't know.
so one day.
100
Oh,
kilometers.
so like over a week.
Oh, wait, no, you can't
100
do
kilometers.
No, that's...
Yeah,
I think they run 100 kilometers in a day. in
Because they
24
surely
hours.
would take like that'd be a week you dedicate, or at least 3-4 days to.
especially if you're carrying all your
Hike.
shit.
It's probably 2 days.
You reckon
You do
2
it.
days,
Yeah.
100k?
Maybe.
Yeah. I think so. We'll look into it. But I like just giving back to other people. So, and I think that's why the Meals on Wheels thing will be a fun thing for us to do.
Yeah. We'll vlog that, take some pictures, maybe put some clips up of the Meals on Wheels. I reckon there's going to be some hilarious things said by the oldies.
Yeah,
They've always
for
got
sure.
the
They've
funniest
got
things to
gems.
say.
They've got little nuggets. Actually, I was in the car with my brother today. He's on his learners. He's too old to be on his learners, but just hasn't done any hours. We're driving out. The whole family's in the car, and it was fucking scary. he's so bad, and
He's bad or it's bad? With
both. It's bad, and he's bad. And there was a point where Dad goes, "Yep, go right here, 150 meters," and he needed to take a slip lane to go right, and he just froze and didn't know what to do, and he sort of got to the point where, because he's new to it, turning right then would have felt too abrupt and risky for him, so he goes left.
Oh, God.
He didn't go straight, he goes fucking left. He just does like
Is he
Complete
letting
opposite.
manual or automatic?
automatic. He's got no excuse.
yeah,
And he's,
no,
he's,
I know.
he's still done 25 hours.
It's scary, though, dude.
terrible.
For some people. Like,
Giving
they
up
get
that
in-
sort
Some
of
people
giving
it's
up that sort
daunting.
of control over the wheel when someone hasn't really got an idea yet, scary. But it made me wonder, like when we're in, I was in Cambodia. You've got a lot of cars going.
Oh,
it's
God.
this chaotic mess, but for some reason it works, and I didn't see any crashes. Is there a reason why they can drive without crashes over there, and then they come onto our roads and they're really bad?
Yep. Because they're letting instincts and reaction take over. If you're over there, you just go with the flow. Oh, there's a car coming right there. I'll just go in behind him, and you just see the flow, and they get into a rhythm. Like, you ever just sit and watch a body of water roll across the rocks? That's what it's like. Whereas
Like,
they
what
come
the-
here, and then we've got it so structured, they're just like, I don't know. They just turn.
It was-
Do you want to look up the average statistics? I don't know if just because you didn't see them. Do you reckon there's less crashes there in time? I reckon there might be a lot more.
It could be. It could be.
'Cause
but they're
wouldn't-
so bad. The roads. The roads are so bad.
Potholes and that.
No, not just that, but
Although
lights
driving.
don't exist. You'll have everyone's on a motorbike or a little tuk-tuk in Cambodia. I feel like a lot of Asia would be like this, where it's just chaotic. Miracle to me that there was no crashes, and it felt dangerous because you can't actually understand what's going on. But
That's what I said. You
Is
can
there-
though. There's a pattern towards it because
Yeah.
you get used to it, dude. If you're living there and every day you wake up, cross the street, and you know that this side of the street like they tend to either go right or straight, even though there's no lines, you can expect that you can just look left and you'll see someone coming this way, and like you get into a habit of it and you see the patterns eventually. Just because you didn't see the pattern doesn't mean like
Yeah.
Joe Blow over there who lives there doesn't see the patterns every day.
Well, because there is no lanes, I was wondering if having no lane, when you're coming to Australia, having lanes creates this structure and trust in another car not merging into your lane or coming across into your lane. It creates this surprise when it does happen.
Well, we become complacent, definitely. We
Yeah,
think that like that's protecting you from
Because, I mean, you're on a highway, and some highways around Australia, it's just one line and you're going 120 with maybe 1.5 meters between the front of each car. Like, the width, sorry. Like, there's a lot of trust in that these white lines are going to
They're like a barrier,
guard.
yeah.
They're going to guard the other car that's...
And that's why it's such a long process for us to get our license. You have to wait a year. You have to do 100 hours. Like, you have to understand the rules of our roads.
You have to tick off actions like certain paths and
maneuvers.
turns.
And you have to
maneuvers,
be
yeah.
almost perfect. You have to get 27 out of 30, and you have to pretty much
On the
know
written
every
test,
single. Yeah, you've got to know that before you can even hop in a car.
Whereas they'd go over and get their license. Like, well, in Italy, for example, you can have a little motorbike license at 14, and so they drive to school.
I don't know if their statistics would be like better than ours in terms
may
of
not.
crash.
I don't
I
know.
reckon it would probably be worse.
It could be. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it'd be fine.
But it's really,
Give it a
really
quick
bad.
look, yeah, because I'm very curious about that, because I understand the whole instincts and everything, but all it takes is one person to not do the things that everyone's used to, especially in those roads where there are no lines, there is nothing. Like, it only takes one person to not do the norm to potentially create havoc.
Yeah.
That is what I would suspect. Like, that is such a more dangerous way of going.
I found this, right? In 2013, they had an estimated 2,400 people killed, and 70% of those were motorbike accidents.
That's a huge portion of motorbikes.
Holy shit.
So
Every
every
3
day,
days.
3 people are killed and 100 injured. Is that bad? I actually don't know what to compare that to.
Compare that to Australia. Look up Australia and look up what is the population, because you can probably just do a little like quick population to accidents ratio to kind of work out if it is a lot better. Because I don't think we have 3 people a day dying
over
from,
3 people per day
in Australia.
in Australia.
Death.
Deaths, yeah, 3 people per day.
So,
So
exactly.
slightly.
What was
this is
Cambodia
over.
again?
It said 3 people.
This is Australia.
This is Australia.
And what was Cambodia? Sorry.
3 people per day. So I don't know.
think
It's about the
that-
same, but their roads are really chaotic.
Yeah, it's
I was
nuts.
I was just wondering because for whatever reason, my brother's shocking driving brought
It'll
that.
get better. Come on, give him a break.
But I can't believe. I mean, look, 25 hours on an automatic and still shocking. I was driving on. My dad took me on the highway the first time. I must have just been.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I literally, when I was
Shit,
I was driving, I had no concept of like this is not hard. Like once I got in, I'm like I knew I could do it.
Some
I had
people-
no fear whatsoever, which is probably not good. But I was like, that's definitely the most.
Some people
Easiest
like
way.
they.
For me.
This is where I was coming from, which is like your instincts kicking. Like you must have just understood that I've got a certain amount of distance here, and if I turn the car this way, it behaves like this. Some people just get it from the start. They've got a knack for it. But if you're like Luke's brother, unfortunately, you're just not with it. Well, then it can
He's
be
still
scary.
figuring it out.
Yeah,
I was
but
in an
you'll get there.
SUV. Was that's part of it? Maybe I was in a bigger car, so I felt more like, oh,
You
maybe
feel
it does
bigger
go
than the
wrong.
rest?
Maybe. I don't know. But I didn't find it that difficult or that
Where was
terrifying.
your
prospect.
first drive when you had when you got your learners? Where were you?
Oh, literally, Dad.
Straight onto the.
Yeah, it's going to the gateway. We went to I think we went down to the coast. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was my first or second drive. It was down to the coast, like immediately on the highway.
How were you on the highway?
Highway driving actually looking back, it's kind of the easiest thing you can do.
But it's like you're on a roller coaster. I remember the first time going 100. It was scary.
I don't
Okay.
remember having that. I mean, I've been 100 in the passenger seat
I'm a
many
bitch.
times. Like,
I'm a bitch.
yeah, you're a little bit, but I don't know.
But
For
if you
whatever
don't have
reason, I
steady
just picked up
hands,
to.
yeah.
I got steady
You're
hands.
fine.
This is back to my distorted
That's
confidence in my own
Yeah.
ability.
Well, I was going to say this is alpha attitude right now.
You don't need any evidence in the past of me doing something successfully to me to think I can do something well if I think I can do it. There are certain things that I'm shit at, and I won't think. But some things like easy.
You know,
could
this
do
is
that.
it's good that you
I
like,
get humbled, but yeah.
yeah. It's good that you call your own bullshit on certain scenarios, which is like, oh, I can't do that. But then it's also
Has
really
he?
good. Yeah, no, he just said he's like some scenarios I come up against, and I'm like, I can't do that.
There's something I won't even say I can do because I know I can't do it. If I think I can do something,
You're doing it.
I'm like, I could definitely do it. I just have to try. The only thing holding me back is my effort at some points. But I am the utmost confidence I can do almost anything.
We should take him for a run next week.
It needs to be sooner than that. You need to be practicing sooner. But we
No,
can.
no, next week.
I
and the
will
after.
run.
We
Oh,
should
yeah,
just finish
yeah.
work, or we'll go for a run.
Yeah.
What morning
Well,
should I run? Tell me what morning I'll
Tomorrow.
run. Tomorrow morning?
Why aren't you running tonight?
I'm not running tonight. What morning? I need to
Why?
paint some stripe on my car.
Racing stripes.
Yeah,
Sorry.
100%. Because I
Okay,
peeled off a couple.
tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
Wednesday morning.
Okay.
Friday night. Do a Friday night just
Friday
to really
night.
make it tough on yourself.
Why is
because
it
it's
tougher?
it's a Friday night. You want to relax. You finished the work week. Congratulations. Relax. You
run.
deserve it. You've earned the rest. Fuck that.
So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm running.
That's a good split as well. Like,
Okay.
if you haven't run and then you run 3 times in 1 week, that's good.
All right.
Don't overdo it though.
It's like a little 2 to 3K route around my house that I did the
Yeah.
first time, which seemed to it pushed me enough to I'm like, oh, I need to start doing this a lot more, but I didn't do it. But I know that's a good start.
I think it's okay to take the running easy and not go ham.
I agree.
Yes.
But
You know,
you
I'm
need to
pacing
go
myself. I have to
You need to
learn
go
how to
ham on
do
something.
that.
You need to improve your cardio somehow because your cardio will be shit.
Hill sprints. I mean, the
No,
hill sprints around.
cardio.
Cardio hill sprint won't like doing that.
Yeah,
Increase
it-
cardio to
it
a point.
will.
And then long runs
It will,
improve
but
cardio.
it will, but something not running. I'm thinking.
Like what? You think because you said rowing or
Yes.
swimming?
Yeah.
Endurance,
Where do I do rowing,
cardiovascular
though?
system.
Pardon?
What do I do wrong? I have to
At
sign
the
up for a
gym.
Oh,
It's $10 a week. We'll sort it out after a podcast.
$10
We'll
a
sort
week.
it out.
Okay, $10 a week.
We'll sort it out
The one
after
across the road.
podcast.
Yeah, okay.
We'll sort it
I'll
out.
start.
We'll do that. But anyway, thanks for tuning into episode 10 of the Outspoken Show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Check us out on Instagram, and I think probably by the next time we record, I'll have made up my mind as to where I'm going to be doing the swimming. I'm looking for a scenic location, so something with not too many jellyfish and a low risk of
Crocodiles and
death.
sharks.
Yeah, low risk of death. Anyway, thanks guys.
Yes, us.
See ya.